let's save time and just leap straight into questions. And since I've been rude to you, how about you get the first one? Can you yell and I'll repeat it? Oh, sure. She don't need no man.
Oh, geez, there's so many things I could think to ask you, and I have to pick one question.
In this lecture, we're going to refrain from taking the Lord's name in vain, so perhaps you'd like to start your question again.
There's so many things I would like to ask you,
Thank you.
I just can't pick one.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, all right.
That was predictably impressive. Yep.
Hi, Milo. Thanks for coming. What do you think the Catholic Church should do about its sexual abuse crisis?
I wrote a book about this in 2018, I think, called Diabolical. The problem with the Catholic clergy is not celibacy, it's the lack of it. People think that the problem is, it's not natural for men not to have sex. People think that the problem is it's not natural for men not to have sex, so obviously it's going to burst out in disordered ways. Actually, what happens is when you create a space where anything is permissible, you attract even worse evils than were there when you start off with. And so some people will understand this as when you let one sin in, the others will follow, something I definitely struggle with my foul mouth and loose lips, which I think is a phrase that appears in the Psalms 10 times or something, is my big problem. And I feel and I see and I know when I say stuff like that and I see friends of mine go, ooh, even in the audience today, I know there's something bad going on. In the clergy, what happens is this. If you turn a blind eye to priests having sex with each other, you create a permissive sexual atmosphere that attracts people with worse stuff because they know that if they have these unpleasant and revolting needs, that this is a place they can get away with it. This is a place that they can indulge those desires and practice those terrible things, and they will get away with it for longer. So when you allow your priests to all just be practicing homosexuals, you attract pedophiles. Because pedophiles know this is an environment in which I can do what I want and escape scrutiny. So in my reading, my analysis, the primary cause of the clerical abuse crisis is not celibacy, but the lack of it, and the cover-up from fellow homosexuals, which in some ways is as bad as the original offense. That's a matter for execution, isn't it? In the good old days of the church, you would take them out, give them the opportunity to repent, so you're not sending somebody to hell, without the chance to save themselves. Give them the last rites and get rid of them. Next.
Thank you.
That is a hell of a finger. All right, on the strength of the I can't even do that with my hand. What were you doing? It was that was like a martial arts gesture. All right. Why would you have a cramped arm from 4 seconds of holding it aloft? I'm trying to prevent cramp from this.
Okay.
All right.
That's funny. But I was going to ask you, well, now that you like women, what is your ideal woman? Who would you marry?
That's sweet, but I'm not interested. It's not that you're physically unattractive. You've just got too many opinions for my taste.
I'm just as conservative as you are, darling.
Well, I think that's an aspiration rather than a reality. So, to tell you the real truth about it, everybody who sincerely goes through this kind of journey, everybody will experience some kind of improvement, but only 5 or 10%, and even the zealots will tell you only 5 or 10% will experience, like a complete full reversion of their sexual appetites. I'm not going to claim that's the case. Do you know what? I completely forgot something. Are there any homosexuals here? Are there any gays? Can I borrow you for a sec? I did bring one with me for a backup, but I think, okay, all right. Pop yourself down here. We're going to conduct an experiment. Pop yourself down there. All right, so the two, I've got a list of these, but so the two things really that have been proven to work, back in the day, well, I mean, they work to a point, but they're also just fun to do. One of them is electroshock therapy, which is difficult to do in this environment, and the other is chemical castration. So, can you roll up your sleeve for me? Completely forgot, I'm sorry. They went to all this trouble. All right, okay, so look. No, I'm just kidding. That's what they do in the Vax ads, isn't it? They just squirt it behind. No, but what I do have is an electroshock machine. So this is from the 1920s, and this is we've plumbed it in. We've got it plumbed into the mains, and it turns out that it does still work. So what happens is this. I'm gonna plug it in, and you'll be fine. It won't kill you. You might want to date her afterwards, but probably not. All right. So this is it. This is it. Someone's put cookies in. Oh no, there's not cookies. That's something. Oh, this is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll tell you about that later. All right. Let me just put these in. Okay. No. Okay. All right, you'll be totally fine. You'll be all right. There's in there. It isn't worse than it's not worse than like 50 bee stings at once. Are you allergic to anything?
No, not that I know.
Okay, great, perfect. Well, we'll have to find out if you've got a weak ticker, won't we? All right. Can you come in a little bit? Can you come in a little bit? Okay, fine. All right, look. So what we're going to do is. I'm going to basically, normally you have to have this hooked up to a dry battery. And we haven't done that. We've plumbed it into the mains. So they tell me the charge is going to be about 3 times what it was originally supposed to do. And in the 1920s, they didn't fuck about. Let me put it that way. Are you all right to try this?
Here's my only problem.
One of these, we can do the chemical castration instead if you want. Are you all right to do this? Have you had a medical recently?
No.
Because I should probably test your heart before we do this.
No, but here's the thing. What if it makes me straight? And what am I going to do?
Well, get into heaven. I'm just teasing. Thank you. And all right, I think, give him a round of applause. Honestly, I've only tested it on myself, and it didn't really make that much of a difference, but then I'm not a licensed therapist. So we will be offering this, however, in Florida, so I very much hope that you will keep an eye out, and maybe I'll just do one, sorry, I forgot that, one question, this guy at the back, and then we'll wrap up.
Good evening. I want to better understand your, transition to being ex-gay now. Because you kind of built your career off of I'm gay, I'm a conservative, and I say mean things. Yeah. And after your career ostensibly fell apart, and you kind of shriveled to irrelevance, now I'm ex-gay. So could you explain a bit of the transition, because I just don't understand it?
It's a very strange sort of grift that's left me poorer, less popular, less able to buy nice things, and in a smaller house. I'm not in a small house, but it's a very strange kind of opportunistic moral nihilism. I don't think this will come as a surprise to anyone who was watching my talks, as clearly you weren't, in 2015-16. In 2015-16, I gave talks saying the Catholic Church is right about everything. In 2015-16, I was answering Q&A saying, I don't like the way I am. If I could take a pill to change it, I would. In 2015-16, I was saying, don't give kids to gay couples. I was saying all of the exact same things I'm saying now 5 years ago. I just wasn't living up to my promise, and I wasn't adhering to the plan that God has for me. So, you know, I think as a sort of pointed and unpleasant question, you could have done a hell of a lot better than that. Let's give somebody else a chance. Let's give our brave volunteer a chance. Because did you think you were going to get shocked?
Not really, but
A little bit, for like 10 seconds. All right, I'll take it.
there's a lot of conversion therapies all over the country. There's a lot of conversion therapy clinics all over the U.S. What makes the Milo Clinic so much better than all the other ones? If I wanted to...
Oh, sure, yeah.
I wanted
Much
to
higher
consider.
prices.
Yeah.
So, much higher prices. We cost triple everywhere else because we're aimed, as I told you, at evangelical pastors and their children. Well, for instance, you know, those higher prices will buy a variety of very special extra services. For instance, the Lindsey Graham Memorial Sauna. We're thinking, you know, the Michelle Obama detransitioning room. The Cory Booker Chapel. You know, all kinds of, oh, don't tell me he's straight. Give me a break. My gaydar is not what it was. It's one of the other things you lose, but give me a break. So all kinds of facilities that we'll offer that other places don't. And of course, we're in the only good state left in America, Florida. Imagine how bad a state your country has to be in that Florida are the sane ones. They are the sane ones. Florida is the common sense heart of America. You imagine how fucked the rest of you are. All right, very, very quickly before we get physically thrown out. Sorry to make you keep running out. You seem a bit too keen. So how about you?
Yeah, my question just is, in your conversion therapy clinic, would it be of willing choice to participate in that clinic as somebody who's homosexual, or would it be forced?
I think it has to be because although if you take a heroin addict forcibly into rehab, you can get results, but they typically don't stick. People relapse. People have to recognize that there is something about their life that they wish were better, were different, and they have to seek it. I don't ever anticipate, and I think I can probably say it will never happen, but I don't ever anticipate taking somebody who does not want to be there, because aside from anything else, it just wouldn't work. And it wouldn't be fair on the other people there. And I don't believe in wasting my time like that. I have a very finite number of years left on this planet and a lot to make up for. I mean, I am responsible. You are looking at the person responsible for Lady Marga. I mean, there may be child abusers in the audience. There may be murderers. There may be rapists. But none of you will have to deal with the horror of waking up at 3 a.m. in a cold sweat, knowing that you are responsible for Lady Marga. None of you have to deal with that, and I have to live with that for the rest of my life. So, I've got a lot to make up for and not very much time to do it in, and I don't see the torture of people who aren't ready to make changes to be a good use of the time I have left, because it would be torture. Just yell, say, actually no, you can run. You're haggard, you're ragged, you've been doing this for weeks, I've been making your life hell, I know, but I'm going to do it just for a few minutes more. Yeah, who's the guy that was super keen? Yeah, this one here.
I can just yell.
That's fine. Musical theater.
Do you feel in danger at these events?
Do I feel I don't feel in danger generally, maybe I should. I think I have a bit of my brain missing, where most people have shame and fear, and although it is growing back, now I'm living a slightly more reverent and prayerful life, it is growing back, but it's still very small, kind of abnormally and disorderly small. I just don't really feel embarrassed, ashamed, or afraid, ever. They're not really emotions I am familiar with. I don't really know what they are. So I feel other emotions very strongly, but I'm just not haunted by stuff like that. It doesn't bother me too much.
And a follow-up question: who comes to these events mostly? Is it? I feel like it wouldn't be mostly just Republicans because of your background.
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
Okay, thank you.
All right. This lady here. I think I'm quite universally popular. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. I wasn't. It was the hair. I'm sorry. So just a little bit louder. Why do you think homosexuality is Do they look happy to you? They look happy to you in those pride parades, gyrating in underwear in front of 4-year-old children. Is that what happy, well-adjusted people do? They look happy to you, full of drugs and diseases, prostitution, living lives that are reckless and dangerous, and that's not just, my rabid right-wing bigotry, it's my life experience and what all the numbers say. The way that gays live, are these the behaviors that we associate with happy, well-adjusted people? Having dozens of transitory sexual partners, putting yourself in harm's way, almost as though you had some kind of desire to die. Are these the actions of happy, well-adjusted people? I look at homosexuals, I look at their pride and I see shame. I look at the smiles on their faces and I see deep, desperate, existential misery.
Tend to be homos themselves. They actually do studies and they measure the girth of penises while they play gay porn on the screen. And it shows that the penis grows if you're homophobic. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, well, I would be one of those people. I
think a lot of people in the room might be.
I would be a homophobic person. I'm very homophobic. I was always homophobic, but I really, really hate them now. Much of the reason I went straight is just so I didn't have to hang around gay people anymore. I mean, you've met them. Yes, queen. That's your whole personality, is it? I think that there are plenty of people. So here's the thing. Most people love their sins, right? Most people love the stuff that gets them into trouble. They love the stuff that's killing them. Drug addicts love their drugs. I think that there are some gay people who hate their disorder because they correctly recognize it as such. And if that manifests as homophobia, then they're doing two good things. Homophobes doing two good things. The first one is they are attacking the thing that's killing them. They are attacking their own shortcomings and their own sin. And the second of all is that they are participating in ruthless social shaming, which is the best way to get anyone to change anything. I think that's double wins. So those people in those studies who have arousal when they see men having sex and describe themselves as homophobes, those people should be put into a high political office. Possibly they should be president. Go ahead.
Do you think there is a character crisis manifesting itself in the lack of proper meaning and purpose in individuals' lives in the gay community and persons' sexuality, homosexuality? Is there an attempt to find some kind of meaning and purpose?
I think there's a running away from the question of meaning and purpose, and instead a disappearance into temporary transitory pleasures. I see that, just guessing that your experience of gays has been mainly American, I think this is a wider problem than you think. This is not just homosexuals, it's culture in general. This is a country that does this. This is a country that leans into this stuff. The two reasons America failed, and then we've got to wrap up, unfortunately. Two reasons America failed. One is the First Amendment, plus disestablishing religion, plus guaranteeing freedom of religion. All very stupid ideas. And I realize that the first one of those sounds a bit wild coming from me, but they're all very stupid ideas. In combination, they're fatal. Disestablishing religion, why? Just because, okay, fine, you don't want the king anymore, but why would you have to throw away the basis of Western civilization? Dumb. Then you guarantee freedom of religion, even dumber. And then you enshrine in your Bill of Rights the right to bear false witness. Incredibly, extraordinarily, and monumentally dumb. This is the reason America's failed politically. The reason America's failed spiritually is nihilistic individualism, in which everybody is encouraged to construct a personality. This is going to sound Marxist, but it's true. Everyone is encouraged to construct a personality through consumer choices. We piece together who we are by what we wear, what we eat, the music we listen to, the people we hang out with. And this is a very, very reckless, poor substitute for a life lived in the light of the Lord. This is a very poor substitute for a religious life. Forging your own identity aside from what God wants for you in consumption is about the most nihilistic and stupid thing you can do. So I think it's way wider than a gay problem. Gays, as the dumbest minority, have embraced this really wholeheartedly and enthusiastically. Oh, they're the dumbest minority. Not just the dumbest, but the most credulous. They will believe anything. I mean, gay people believe anything. Anything you tell them. Anything you tell them. It's like small children, because they are locked at the age the trauma happened, you know? Like 7-year-old children, they'll believe literally anything. Gays are the ultimate Americans, you know, the ultimate nihilistic consumers with no life purpose. Who, you know, they are what America was designed for. You know, the ultimate purchaser, the ultimate shopper, the ultimate consumer, the ultimate self-abuser. So it's a much longer topic for another day, for another talk. But homosexuals, I mean, America is a gay country. There is a reason that your government puts pride flags on every embassy, no matter what the month is. Doesn't matter what the month is, except, you know, those countries where they'll get bombed. The sensible countries, the based countries, Russia, the Middle East, you know, the places that still have some basic understanding of the human condition. There's a reason that your country puts gay pride flags up in embassies all over the world, no matter what month it is. This is a gay country espousing gay ideas, and nothing is gayer than the nihilistic self-indulgence of late capitalistic consumerist culture. And that's very much what homosexuals are locked into, and it's very much what your country has become, I'm sorry to say. And you know, we elected the Great White Hope and got a lazy fat coward. So unfortunately, I don't see that changing anytime soon, but there's good news. The next world is much better. Thank you very much. God bless you.